2023, I'm looking forward to my wife being retired and, again, using her word calm. If we can get into a calmness here, and shed all the stuff that's gone on in the past few years, that we can just, do our thing, be good neighbors.
Hello and welcome to the 2023 Reset and Goal Setting for Healthy Parents. So I recently did my goal setting video for 2023, and now we have healthy parents here, and they're going to tell us what their goals are for 2023. If you haven't seen any of us before, consider yourself lucky. And if you want to catch up on who we are and their story with transitioning into a plant-based diet from a standard American diet and how it affected them positively, I'll link the video series below. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Healthy Emmie. I'm the creator of the Slim on Starch program. I'm a nutritionist, a weight loss specialist, and if you want to work with me and my team, just click the link in the down bar. We're going to start out with the word of the year, and the word of the year encapsulates what you want this year to look like, and all the decisions that you make throughout the year are reflective of this overarching theme. So we'll let Mom do the honors. Mom, what's your word of the year for 2023?
My word of the year for 2023 is calm. I recently heard someone add the word fix into the fight or flight analogy. Fight, flight, or fix. And I want to now at this point in my life step aside from that and really do more things that bring calm into my life.
And part of that is releasing control and understanding that we can't control anything. I mean, I'm supposed to be in Florida right now. I was supposed to be in Long Island last weekend. The weather took care of one and sickness took care of the other. And so we have to release control and allow what will be to be. All right, Dad, what's your word of the year?
My word, I know the word, but I don't even know exactly what it means, but it's namaste.
We use that a lot around here.
It was, and I'm going to equate it very quickly to a story. I did some work with the college last week with exams the week before Christmas, and this woman came in to take her exam, and we didn't have it. She was in a panic, like and I knew where it was. It was in a different building, and I looked there and I went, "Namaste," and she went, "Okay, namaste, everybody."
And like we always say, Mom, the reason why I couldn't go on my trip because of the weather or because of sickness, there's some reason why I need to be here and why I shouldn't be on the road or why I shouldn't be on a plane right now. So we truly believe that these things are meant to pan out the way that they're going to pan out. And we have to not try to control the outcome because we really can't.
And as parents, former parents, still parents, but in a different mode, your ability to control these little people is over. And you have to sort of get more comfortable in your new role.
I remember you saying that to me. You said when you guys were little, it was like just police work. It was easy, little people, little problems. And then you get older and I can't control any of that anymore.
Yeah, it's a big shift.
So calm and namaste and clean. Physical health goals. Mom, how do you want to improve your physical health this year?
I'm going to start off in January with sort of a fresh slate. I have my annual physical in January, and then I'm having cataract surgery. I'll get all my screenings in a row, my ducks in a row, and just continue to take care of my physical and mental and emotional health the way I have been.
And we'll see how all your numbers look in January and see if there are any adjustments that we have to make. And our track record shows that whenever something is out of line, we're able to course correct it. So I look forward to seeing what those are. And we'll make any changes that we need to.
Right.
We're well equipped to do so. And it's so great to be able, or I'll ask you, how great is it to be able to go into the doctor and not say, what am I going to get here? Instead, coming into it with curiosity and knowing whatever numbers do come out, I know I can take care of it if any of them are out of line.
Yeah, and it feels pretty good at my age. I had to make a few tweak changes because I need a physical exam before I have my cataract surgery. So I'm going to be seeing the nurse practitioner instead of the physician. And I don't really have any big problems that need to be addressed by a physician. So I'm cool with it.
For 2023, it will be a continuation of the habits that I've got in place so far. obviously with the weather as cold as is, because the ground is frozen out there, it's cold. So bike riding is kind of out of the question. I might get lucky and get one in tomorrow, but I'm looking forward to this year where there's going to be days that I play golf, I ride my bike, I go swimming, or I play golf and I ride my bike and I stretch. And then on Fridays, I hope to play golf, ride my bike, go swimming, and do the food shopping. So it'll just
And
be
mowing the lawn.
Oh yeah, yeah. So it'll just be a continuation. The good news is I haven't dropped any of these things, other than the fact the seasonalities come into play. But that's again out of my control.
Fantastic. Mom, how are you going to work on or attend to or improve your mental health this year?
I will be fully retired from 40 years of nursing as of January the 1st. So I'm anticipating that that alone will take a lot of mind chatter away, a lot less to worry about and be anxious about, etc. So I think that's going to be a good, clean start. And I find myself looking forward to doing things that are very calmly focused. Like I want to get back into some old knitting patterns. I've got my old piano books out to refresh my memory about that. And I'm looking forward to that to start.
When you subtract a negative, you get a positive, and just the release of those negative thoughts is going, or the buzzing about what's going on at work is going to allow for a clean mind that doesn't have so many thoughts and doesn't think so much.
Right. Agree.
You get to be, not be a human thinking, a human being. All right, Dad, how are you going to attend to or improve your mental and emotional health?
Well, by default, the fact that Lisa's retiring, for about the past almost 3 years, I've been the unpaid psychologist or psychiatrist, if you will, talking her off the ledge. And, and again, in not having firsthand knowledge of being on a hospital floor with all that's gone on the past 3 years, all I could do was listen and say, yep, I understand, but we'll get there. So that, that in and of itself, where that's going to disappear, hopefully we don't go and find something else to have to worry about, create a problem. And that, combined with NAMASTE, will remind me to slow down. And when something's not going right, stop and say, okay, can I rectify this, or can I just deal with it? So that, and I'll keep reading. Yeah. Voraciously.
I very much appreciate that you listen to understand and to be there for support, as opposed to listening to respond or trying to fix, because you can't fix whatever Mom had to deal with being a hospital nurse during the pandemic. And men tend, not to generalize, but tend to, I see it with my significant other. It's always, okay, well, what can we do to fix it? What can we do to fix it? And I go, sometimes you just need to listen to what I need to say. I don't need this to be fixed. I just need someone to listen. Education. So, Mom, what do you want to learn more about this year?
Well, as I just said a moment ago, I played the piano as a child, and then maybe 20 years ago got back into it again, and now I'm going to get back into it again. So that's going to be a learning curve, a real refresher. And beyond that, to be perfectly honest, I really haven't thought about much more, but I do look forward to exploring new things as they pop into my life.
I remember that. I remember it was 1 year for Lent, and it was around when I was 8-ish. You said every day during Lent I'm going to play piano, and you did.
Yeah.
All right, Dad, what do you want to learn more about this year?
Well, you've heard this, you've seen this movie before, Mom, and I always talk about the library. And I'll go down to the library having no idea what I'm going to come home with. And the other day it was a book on the first 40 years of the New England Patriots before Tom Brady.
The house. I'm looking forward to the answer of this one. Are there any house projects you want to accomplish?
I always have house projects going on in my mind. I always have. I enjoy watching videos on houses and how people decorate, and I really do love it. A project that we've been talking about, Tim and I, is our living room currently is sort of it's not formal, but it's a formal living room in that there's no television in there. And in the wintertime, we spend a lot of time in there with the fires. And it would be nice if we did have one in there. But the thing is, we do not want to put it above the fireplace. So that's been kind of interesting to think about how we could reconfigure and, make it work. And I think it'd be a fun project for us to do.
There's always a house project.
There is. And again, speaking of my friend Bobby, we have on our garage on the north side of the house, we have a window on that side of the house that has probably 5 different kinds of moss and mold growing on it and rotted wood. So that is going to be the definite project that's going to take place this year. Is Bobby's going to show me how to put in a new window.
Primary foods. Mom, are there any new primary foods you want to explore this year?
Probably, as we talked about before, knitting. I'm a pretty basic knitter, and there is one particular thing that I make over and over and over. But when I was going through my old patterns, I realized that when my first son was little, I did make a lot of sweaters. I'd forgotten all about that. So I'd like to go back and just to advance what I know about knitting.
And then what primary foods do you want to continue to nurture?
Probably, my yoga and my walking. And Dad and I were talking about this the other night because he's become the prime cook since he retired, that I want to try and infiltrate that a little with some vegan, recipes that I've tucked away, and we'll see how that goes.
With me, it's more so really don't want to lose anything that I'm doing, as far as golfing, swimming, biking, yard work, home projects, whatever it might be, reading, and hopefully those particular good habits will get Lisa as it's gonna take a while for her to be really retired. It takes a while. It just doesn't happen the first day. You're gonna get texts from your peeps, what's going on, who's done this person's coming, this person's going, and at a certain point in time, it will leave you. But again, I think it's just the maintenance of those few good habits I'll be just fine. I don't see any pressing need at this point.
Social health. Which relationships do you want to continue to nurture this year?
My friends and family that's nearby, for sure. Now that I'm going to be more free, we do have family that live out of state and friends that I've been looking forward to going to see, and I'd like to foster that.
Golf's been great in regards to the people I play with ongoing, and then there's some new folks as well. And it was interesting at the end of the year there were people that were signing up to play with us, which was really kind of cool that they made a point of playing with us, and we could do the same with them. So, in that respect, in regards to new social relationships, it just kind of happens. We don't seek it out. It just happens, and especially I keep talking about the game of golf. It's just it's two things. It's golf and it's the social aspect. It's really and if again, for those of you who are golfers, you get it, but it's kind of hard to explain because you see me leave and you see me come home, and usually I'm coming home with a funny story. Mm-hmm. Is without fail something has happened that just makes us laugh, whatever it might be, and it never gets old. So again, that's something I just don't want to screw up more than anything.
Mm-hmm. Miscellaneous. Are there any miscellaneous goals you want to achieve that might not fit into the categories we talked about?
I think probably, like Tim said, continue to realize how important reading is and how it keeps your mind open and fresh and leads you to new interests and topics. So I think that I will put emphasis on that.
Dad, what about you? Anything else?
2023, I'm looking forward to my wife being retired and, again, using her word calm. If we can get into a calmness here, and shed all the stuff that's gone on in the past few years, that we can just, do our thing, be good neighbors. It's just simple stuff like that. There's no sense in complicating it any further than that. But if we can have a calm 2023 after what, just the madness of the holidays, it's like, why bother even trying to plan anything? It was just nuts. Yeah. But that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Great. Thank you guys for watching. You can check out all of the monthly updates that I do. I do an update with these guys every month. So you notice I'm blinking twice, if you know what that means. And I will see you guys in the next video. Mwah.